In Hulu's gripping true crime series, The Act, we delve into the twisted and shocking tale of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Played by Patricia Arquette and Joey King, the series unravels the mind-boggling story that unfolded in 2016 when Gypsy was faced a 10-year prison sentence for the murder of her own mother, Dee Dee Blanchard. At first glance, Gypsy appeared to be a frail, wheelchair-bound girl, and Dee Dee, her loving caretaker. However, the horrifying truth emerged after Dee Dee's demise. Gypsy was perfectly healthy but forced by her mother to play the part of a sick child for over 2 decades. Their journey began when they moved to Missouri, supposedly fleeing the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. Dee Dee spun a web of lies, claiming Gypsy suffered from a range of illnesses due to chromosomal defects. Gypsy was confined to a wheelchair, hooked up to a feeding tube, and denied a normal life, all while being subjected to unnecessary medical procedures. Amidst this harrowing existence, Gypsy's attempt at escape came during a science fiction convention, where she met a man named Nicholas. Their secret online relationship flourished, leading to a desperate plan to meet in person and escape Dee Dee's clutches. However, their rendezvous took a dark turn, and Gypsy's desire for freedom led to a chilling murder plot. Nicholas traveled to Missouri, where Gypsy handed him a knife, and together they executed the shocking crime. The aftermath was surreal. Gypsy and Nicholas engaged in a night of intimacy at Gypsy's home before fleeing to Wisconsin. To divert attention, Gypsy urged Nicholas to post disturbing updates on Dee Dee's Facebook, ensuring her body would be discovered promptly. The police, tipped off by a concerned neighbor, unraveled the layers of deceit and apprehended the duo in Wisconsin. Gypsy's guilty plea to second-degree murder resulted in a 10-year sentence, while Nicholas received a life sentence for first-degree murder. As Gypsy served her time, the true extent of her suffering and the unbelievable deception orchestrated by Dee Dee became widely known. Gypsy's recent release from prison, after 7 years, adds another chapter to this chilling tale. The prison confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard sheds light on her journey from a captive child to a convicted murderer. As she reflects on the unthinkable choices made to survive, doctors might hesitate to address any concerns about a patient or their caregiver being dishonest or exaggerating symptoms, because it could potentially harm the patient's well-being. As early as 2001, tests for Gypsy's muscular dystrophy and her brain and spine scans all yielded negative results for any issues. Despite having a relatively clean bill of health, doctors refrained from further investigation and instead treated her for vision, hearing, sleep, and salivation problems that were attributed to the muscular dystrophy claimed by Dee Dee. One doctor in Springfield, Missouri, pediatric neurologist Bernardo Flaster-Stein, did express his doubts to Dee Dee in 2007, even noting a strong possibility of Munchausen by proxy. However, no action was taken based on his suspicions. 2 years later, an anonymous call to the Springfield Police Department cast doubt on Gypsy's true health condition and urged authorities to examine inconsistencies on her birth certificate. When the police visited Dee Dee and Gypsy, Dee Dee explained that the conflicting birth dates and name spellings were a strategy to avoid an abusive husband. Rod Blanchard, Gypsy's father, regularly sent money to Dee Dee for his daughter's care, but he was not informed, and the claims were not verified. The police department accepted Dee Dee's explanations without conducting further inquiry, documenting in their report that Gypsy indeed suffered from a mental handicap.
From the very start, the act was mostly about 2 people, Patricia Arquette's Dee Dee Blanchard and Joey King's Gypsy Rose. They began as a team, just like the real-life Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose. Acting like a devoted mother-daughter duo, they pulled off scams, making up heartbreaking stories to get sympathy and money. The show always centered around a con, and even though it's unclear how much Gypsy Rose was aware of, it wasn't just her mother's fault. As the true crime story unfolded, revealing the manipulation and abuse, Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose's partnership crumbled, but Arquette and King's performances remained strong. The show excelled when it showcased emotional clashes between King, the victim losing her youth, and Arquette, the seemingly caring guardian causing her pain. Arquette's sharp lines contrasted with King's dependency, prompting questions about whether King's performance could stand on its own. In episode 8, we finally get an answer. King's standout moment doesn't involve Dee Dee or the boyfriend involved in the murder plot. Instead, it happens between Gypsy Rose and Chloe Sevigny's skeptical neighbor, Mel. After Gypsy Rose's arrest, Mel visits her in jail, hoping to recognize the innocent girl accused of killing her mother. However, Gypsy Rose, in her sweet voice, avoids acknowledging her mother's death and falls back into half-truths. Despite the episode's title, Free, it's the first time we see Gypsy Rose bending the truth independently. She avoids discussing the crime she planned and proclaims her innocence to her attorney, boyfriend, and friend. However, her interaction with Mel is the most manipulative, leaving us uncertain about her true intentions. Is she genuinely seeking a new mother figure, trying to make someone believe her story, or exploiting Mel's sympathy? King's portrayal makes it clear that even Gypsy Rose isn't sure. This moment solidifies Joey King's excellence as the leading lady. Gypsy Rose, shaped by a life of lies, can't confront the truth, especially when it would benefit her the most. As Mel tells her the harsh reality that she's now alone without her mother, the horror lies not in Gypsy Rose's uncertainty about her identity but in the eerie resemblance to her mother. The act isn't just about the elaborate con or Dee Dee's murder. It explores the deep scars of mental and physical abuse on Gypsy Rose. In the final moments, as Gypsy Rose sits alone, free from her mother but haunted by her lies, King's portrayal makes these moments profoundly unsettling.